It's time to wrap up the Shibuya arc and go out with a bang. Itadori is on a guilt trip thinking about how much of a failure he is, and is now on a mission to save as many lives as he can to outweigh the slaughterfest that Sukuna just caused, but he got a long way to go, to be honest. Then we see Nanami cosplaying as Harvey Dent, and you can tell that this is his last stand. This part was hard to watch. Like, imagine your favorite character from a TV show or movie dying, and then multiply that and you'll get Nanami. For a slight second, you thought he might make it, and then this whole ass nigga Mahito pops up behind him and is like, I gotta turn you into a pack. Nanami lets Itadori know that it's your time to shine, and then the whole upper half of his body explodes, and thus the end of his character. Shit! Now, I thought Nanami would be the type of character that would live a little longer, but I guess that wasn't the case, considering that Shibuya arc is nothing but death. Itadori starts yelling at Mahito, and Mahito's like, I can hear you, stop all that damn yelling. Yuji charges him head on, and they get to fighting. Mahito wants to break Itadori before killing him, just so that he can quote Bane from Dark Knight Rises. My man Itadori was not trying to hear none of what Mahito was talking about. They end up in the elevator and start having close combat. Mahito backs him into a corner and tries to kiss him, but Itadori was like, I don't care if it is 2024, I don't swing that way. Then we get a flashback of Mahito, and it shows that he split himself into two so that he'd find Itadori much quicker than the others. Turns out, Nobara was the first one to find him. Mahito's like, you seem like someone worth killing. And Nobara's like, ain't you the one that got jumped? I saw it on Worldstar the other day. This fight may seem unimportant, but it is, and Mahito thinks he's got the upper hand. That is, until Nobara uses her resonance technique that did damage to his real body. Itadori wasted no time and activated his TOD combo he'd been practicing for weeks. Gut shot, right hook, body shot, another right. 1, 2, 3. Oh my god. Can you bring that back real quick? Mink, bow. Jesus Christ, Itadori was not messing around. The onslaught continues. Then he traps him in the corner, and just like every fighting game, you know it's over if you get trapped in that corner. Itadori was delivering non-stop haymakers that if this was the game, Mahito would have rage quit by now. Then, the clone Mahito feels that ass whooping from a mile away and gets to running back to the original so that he can get back door. So it's a race to see who will make it to the other side first. Unfortunately, both Mahitos link up and give each other a high five like a WWE tag team match. Itadori puts 2 and 2 together and tries to warn her, but it's too late. Mahito gives her a drive-by slap, and that's checkmate. Clone Mahito tries talking shit, but Itadori shut that shit up real quick and knocked him the hell out. After Nobara gets hit with her flashback jutsu, she dies, thus giving you another reason to add Mahito on your shit list. He may be a piece of shit, but he's actually a pretty raw villain. Like, he's done more psychological damage to Itadori than All For One has done his whole career. Itadori blacks out while Mahito is beating his ass and talking shit, and right when he's getting ready to kill him, we hear a loud clap. And no, it wasn't Megan Thee Stallion or Ice Spice hiding somewhere on Shibuya. It was the legend himself, Todo. Todo tells him to get on his feet so he can jump him like we did Hanami back in season 1. But Itadori is too depressed to fight. But after a motivational speech from his big bro, he slowly gains the will to fight again. But until then, Todo dances with him for a while. Right when Mahito thinks he's about to touch Todo, he makes the clap one more time, and in comes Itadori getting ready to jaw Jonkin his shit. He lands a black flash and sends him flying. Itadori is back to his old self, and now they're getting ready to give Mahito season 1 PTSD all over again. But before that, we go to Miwa and the rest of the Kyoto High classmates getting a message from Mekamaru saying everything in Shibuya is taken care of and that they can just go home. You know, I'm really glad. This is actually the first time in anime where people actually listen to the warning. Like, I'm really glad that they listened to a dying man's witch. Bravo for them. Then we go back to Mahito fighting Todo and Itadori. Now, I give him props. He did much better in the jump session than he did in season 1 because he was not trying to get put on World Star again. Then we see one of the most ridiculous but raw moments ever. Itadori throws a rock at Mahito, but it's coated with curse energy. This rock is going Mach 10 and Todo decides to teleport in front of it. This man is looking like All Might in the My Hero movie, hitting the same damn pose and everything. He even had the one for all filter in the background. The crazy part about it is that was just the warm up and the main event has just begun. Like, side note, bro, this man Mahito is like the Thing, bro. I ain't talking about the Thing from Fantastic Four. I'm talking about the Thing from John Carpenter's horror movie. Like, at this point, because the shit he be doing to his body is just flat out disgusting. He manages to split up Itadori and Todo, so now they can run the ones. But that doesn't last long because Todo is built different. Mahito gets backed into a corner and is like, if I use my domain expansion, Sukuna is gonna clap me. And instead of saying, what would Jesus do? He says, what would Gojo do? And we all know the answer to that. He screams out YOLO and activates it anyway. He manages to touch Todo and transfigure his arm, but he cuts it off before it can take effect. That doesn't stop Mahito because he gets one clean hit and is getting ready to go in for the kill. But Todo's locket miraculously opens and we see a picture of Itadori and Takada. This moment right here saved the Shibuya arc. Mahito stares at it and gets teleported into a Yakuza music video. If you play the game Yakuza, if you play the Yakuza games, you know what I'm talking about. This nigga Mahito got pieced up by the power of imagination. Once we snap back to reality, Todo used that split-second distraction and slapped Mahito's hand so that he could switch with Itadori and land another black flash. After this, Mahito finally reached the full potential of his soul, and now he looks like an Aquaman villain. Or that monster from season 1 that Sukuna killed in like 2 seconds. Yeah, that. Him and Itadori get into a black flash clash because no one can do a black flash at will. But he realizes this Itadori is built different, so that means anything is possible. So he tries to hit him with a feint and gets hit with a time lag. We pan over to see Todo yell out a big distraction, saying that the arms are a decoration. The act of applause comes from the soul. This idiot Mahito actually swings, thinking that he was gonna switch, and got clapped up in the process. Like, when I tell you, bro, I was dying at this part. This man Todo had people thinking he was built like Netero from Hunter x Hunter, saying, you think I can't pray with one hand? Like, he was displaying that type of aura. After getting hit with a maximum black flash, this put Mahito in a state of weakness, aka it's time for this nigga to get turned into a pack. Itadori gives him a Samuel L. Jackson Pulp Fiction type speech and gets teleported to the Demon Slayer universe. Then we get a beautiful moment that can be posted on people's wall. Mahito's running like a little bitch. This is the moment where the predator becomes the prey. This man was about to see heaven's door and there wasn't a damn thing he could do about it. That is until Geto arrives to save him, or at least that's what he thinks. Geto captures Mahito like a Pokeball and swallows him whole. R.I.P. Bozo, you deserve worse. Then we see the stupidest moment in the entire arc of Shibuya. More stupid than Jogo and them trying to fight Gojo. And you remember how I said earlier when I said that I was so glad that the Kyoto High students actually listened to what Mekamaru said. But if you haven't figured it out yet, it's these dumbass idiots from Kyoto High trying to attack Geto. Now let me tell you why this shit was so stupid. This man Mekamaru had the perfect plan laid out. I'm talking about Aizen type plans since day one. He had this plan made years in advance. He calculated all the data and even ran an analysis check multiple times just to make sure. He even made sure the right people were at Shibuya and the wrong ones weren't. He told his classmates straight up to their face that they are trash and had no chance of beating anybody, let alone surviving at Shibuya. The only person that had a shot at surviving is him and Todo. And you know how they took this? They said, you know what? Let's prove this man wrong. Let's prove this dying man wrong.
Me personally, I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
Let's prove to him that we are really built like that. We are them. And you know how that went down? Exactly how he thought. Only difference is that if they would have showed up at the beginning of the arc, they would have been clapped up. But they decided to show up at the end of the arc. So I guess you can say they're kind of smart, but they really still dumb at the same time. Noritoshi shot thousands of arrows and not one landed on this man. Like, bruh, I know you're blind, but how the hell do you not have at least one arrow land on target? Mai shot one bullet and Kenjaku caught it. She said, you know what? Maybe Mekamaru was right and gave up. Now Miwa, oh boy. Miwa did a whole power-up monologue. You know in anime, when somebody gets a monologue before they attack somebody, you know this is a one-shot move. That they getting clapped up. Let's just say that they getting clapped up. She did a whole power-up monologue and still got her sword snatched and broken in half. Not even Ichigo got this level of disrespect when Aizen stopped his theme song. Like, come on. And how can we forget about Momo? Momo throwing that weak-ass wind psych that didn't do shit but blow Geto's hair back. And then had the nerve to say something to Itadori saying that me and Choso are the only ones built different around here, so you just need to sit your ass down. Like, what?
Paul George, listen to me when I say this. You are trash.
Choso and Itadori are literally the only two that's putting in work. How you gonna talk shit after freaking messing up one move, bro? How you gonna talk that talk when you messed up? All of your teammates messed up, bro. Like, come on, man. I ain't like, bro. Season 1 had us fooled, bro. I don't know about y'all, but they had me fooled. They had Kyoto High looking freaking unbeatable. They had them looking like goats in the making. In the exchange event in JJK Zero movie, they seemed like they were them boys and girls. They were them. They looked like they was gonna be Itadori and them's rivals. That's how they look to me. They act like they was raw. But these niggas stink with a capital S. A capital STINK exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. If they actually redeemed themselves after this, I would be genuinely shocked. Then Choso pulls up to the battlefield and calls out Fate Geto by his government name, Kamo Noritoshi. And now he wants to smoke for making him try to kill his little brother. Ice Woman joins the mix and almost claps everybody until Todo Sensei arrives. After a long speech between Geto and her, he activates his barrier that does something to non-sorcerers with cursed energy and those who absorb cursed objects. So basically, we're getting ready to enter the Great Jujutsu era once again. After all the chaos, we finally go back to the human side and they're talking about the Shibuya arc and what to do. So they decide to tell the world about sorcerers and cursed spirits. Then we get montages of curses running wild, snatching people up while they're eating breakfast and reporting the news. Then we see a returning character, Yuta, Big Goat Yuta. He's become much stronger and has a better control of his powers. He's been given the task of being Itadori's executioner and vows to kill Itadori for what he did to Inumaki, thus ending season 2 of JJK. Now there's no way to justify Mappa's treatment of his staff, but damn it, man, they be working them efforts to death. Mappa really is the Thanos of anime, and every anime they add to the Infinity Gauntlet is top tier. But I have to say that the Shibuya arc deserves all the praise. It really is one of the best arcs in shonen. Like, the way that Mappa is able to expand on the manga and make you not want to read it is truly mind-blowing. Like that's literally what happened back-to-back seasons. Season one I started, and then like once I got to season 2, I was like, all right, I ain't reading them more. I'm gonna buy the volumes, but I ain't gonna never read them until like the actual seasons come out. I hope that season 3 of Jujutsu Kaisen gets announced soon, because I know that it's going to be crazy. And if you made it to the end of the video, once again, thanks for watching the video. Make sure to hit that like, subscribe button, comment as well if you enjoyed the video. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.